Hello, I'm John Furrier here at theCUBE studio at the New York Stock Exchange, part of the NYSE Wired community. Of course, this is our special robotics and AI leaders. We have all the leaders making things happen, building great products, making the news. Amy Luca's here, CMO of Tensor, an innovative company that's doing some amazing work in autonomous vehicles, Robocars. Amy, great to have you here. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much, it's great to be here.
So you guys have a unique proposition in a world that everyone is talking about. The self-driving cars, autonomous vehicles, all the tech nerds love it. You got Tesla, you got Waymo, Tensor, but you guys are doing something different. Explain what Tensor is doing. What's the company, the ambition? What's it all about?
Well, we like to say we are the world's first personal, fully autonomous robocar. So what that means is that it's a level 4 from the ground up build, intentioned to be a car that drives for you. That you can personally own. So not a robotaxi, but actually something that sits in your garage that you can build a little relationship with.
And there's a lot of stories behind the tech. I want to get into still stay high level because I think it's important to understand, folks to understand, because no one really kind of knows what a level 4 is. Can you explain the L4, why that's important, and the evolution of autonomous vehicles and why it matters?
Yeah, I think, when people are in San Francisco, it's probably the best, you talked about Waymo, the car that doesn't have a driver behind the wheel. A car that you can be eyes closed, ears closed, actually not even having to engage with the road. That sort of freedom to get your time back in the car. So level 4 really means that you don't have to drive anymore, which for the commuters is probably something that sounds pretty amazing.
And a lot of the tech conversations, whether it's Reddit or X, there's always conversation around L2, L4, and the different levels and distinction. What's the defining what's the levels mean?
The best way to explain it for a consumer who's starting to learn about this technology is there's just different levels of assistance. So everything down from a level 2 where I'm driving it myself, I have the pedals, I can control the vehicle, to level 4 which is completely hands off. And level 3 is a little bit in between there, right? And that can be assisted driving. So there's different levels related to how much the car or the vehicle, in our case a supercomputer and a robot, is helping to assist the driver in driving or identifying.
So like a Tesla is like a level what?
Tesla, I believe, is Tesla says that level 2 to level 4. So Tesla definitely has some level 4 capabilities they're launching right now, and I believe with safety drivers in Austin. But yeah, I think the level 4, Waymo is a level 4, for instance. Level 4 fully autonomous. If you sit in the back seat, anybody's had that experience with the steering wheel turning and nobody in the driver's seat.
It's quite bizarre, and if you haven't done it, everyone has to do it, and they do a selfie, they do a little video, they share with their friends. It's become new, but it's accelerating fast. Can you talk about the pace of innovation? What's the pace of play like right now in this innovation?
I mean, I think you would probably know from just following the space that all of a sudden it seems everyone's talking about it. I would say 12 months ago, obviously Waymo was here and definitely people were not as aware of Waymo, but now in the pace, I would say in the last 6 months, a lot of activity. We obviously launched a few weeks ago as Tensor as the brand. We've been in development for 10 years though, so we've been Silicon Valley startup for quite some time. But yeah, I think the pace is accelerating, and mostly that's because of safety reasons. So if you think about in the United States, over 40,000 vehicle deaths every year, and we know that L4 technology, where a driver is not having to make those decisions or distracted driving or texting while driving, all the things that we do as drivers, level 4 is safer. So I think you're going to see a lot more from a government support, regulation support, in many different countries around the world. They're going to really support level 4 technology for safety reasons.
And also just you call out the category, so there's Robocars and there's Robotaxis. We see Waymo, that's a taxi service, okay, Robotaxi. Robocar is, I own the car.
You own it, yeah. So I think there's a difference between the business model, right? So the business model of a robotaxi is a fleet of cars that go to a central depot that are managed and maintained centrally. Whereas a personal robocar has to be something that sits in your garage, that is charged in your own garage, that can actually go take itself for service, because there isn't that place that goes centralized at night for maintenance and service. It also creates a bigger burden on us from a redundancy and technology perspective. The car needs to have diagnostics to make sure that it is taking care of itself, so that you don't have to worry about taking care of it.
Besides the safety, I want to come back to safety, but I want to get into this intelligence piece, because right now we're all watching the AI and the intelligence. It's the L4 Tensor is packed with tech. There's a video that you can go into great detail. Check out Tensor's website. They have a ton there. But there's a lot of tech, but it's a personal robot for me. That's my car, which means I want privacy. So privacy is my car, but it's also a learning car. Talk about that feature.
I love that you bring that up, because it's actually what we say is the first fully agentic car. So it has its own personal AGI technology. What does this mean for the end owner? That the car is learning your habits and behaviors and helping you. Say, you know, you have a commute in the morning, the car can text you and say, we better leave because, you know, it's getting time to leave. And so think about it like your iPhone. The best way to think about it is that it's a personal device, but when you have that much data and you have a personal AGI for your car, security becomes really important. So one of the important features that was very important to us when we built and designed the car was that the car, unlike our competitors, is not connected to a cloud. So it has a self-contained hard drive and all of the data is self-contained in the vehicle. Now, information can be shared with Tensor, but the app that communicates with the car is fully encrypted, because we know when you have a personal vehicle, you don't want to be sharing your photo or what you're talking about, or there's lots of cameras and sensors in this car. You don't want to share that with a cloud, with us, from a technology perspective. So if you choose to share it, you can, but it is self-contained in the vehicle.
We do a lot of coverage of Nvidia, obviously the AI, physical AI piece of their business, ranges from manufacturing, physical factories, digital twins. You're seeing a lot of this supercomputing conversation. I mean, basically you guys built a supercomputer car. Okay, it's got AGI intelligence, which means it can progress and learn. Probably sync with the calendars. Hey, you're late for the appointment. Let's pull a Zoom.
Even more things we probably can't even imagine at the moment, right?
It's a computer, so it's got storage, it's got compute, tons of technology, and it's not connected. Let's explain that. So it's not like connected to the cloud. So this is where the privacy angle, people would say, hey, whoa, what's it? You
brought up Nvidia. Nvidia is a partner of ours. We're using their technology, their chip is in our car, the Thor chip. Basically what it means is we have a supercomputer and a hard drive in the car. As a matter of fact, that hard drive can be taken out. So if you leave your car at the airport and you want to take the hard drive with you, you can do that.
Hot swappable hard drive.
Yeah, but you know, in terms of information and knowledge about the vehicle, yes, there's downloads in terms of updating software and things like that, just like your iPhone, but we're not sharing your personal information or personal activity in the car to our cloud server.
Talk about the approach you're taking that's different than others. Because people are trying to follow along. It's moving very fast, as you mentioned. So like, what are some of the things that you guys are doing that's different than others?
I think really focusing on personal and individual autonomy. Because at the end of the day, I think it's wonderful to have, and I think there's room for all the different business models in terms of robotaxi, and I think there's amazing technology. But for us, the pivot was about 6 years ago, and we decided that it was about owning your own autonomy, the one space, your own personal space. And that's a real big pivot from a lot of our competitors right now who are trying to scale their business through a robotaxi model. But we believe that we love, maybe it's my California roots, and we're a California-based company. We like to have our own personal vehicles. We want to have our own space. We want to be able to put our stuff in the trunk and not have to worry about others in the car. So yeah, at the end of the day, I think there is a real market for people who want to have this vehicle in their garage when they want it, not having to wait for an app to tell you how long it's going to take for a robotaxi to get to you.
For us who have lived through the iPhone moment, I remember pre-iPhone, what the world was like. I mean, the iPod was great for music, and you can listen to songs on the go. Podcasting started 20 years ago as a result, and you know, when the iPhone came out, it was the first time, and I remember, I'll never forget, I was at CES that following year, and I didn't bring my laptop because I could do everything on my phone. So like there was a point in time that was such a sea change. What are some of the things that you guys are envisioning? Because if I have a robocar, it's essentially a computer. I could probably do zooms in it.
Yep.
So what do you guys see as
5G enabled, so the car's 5G enabled. So yes, literally it could be
the
your
app car economy? What do you mean? How do you envision that? What are some of the things you guys talk about? Because I'm sure you're way ahead of everyone else as you brainstorm and see the potential.
I mean, I think there's sky's the limit right now. We're at the early stages of, when iPhone launched, the App Store, people said, why do we need all these apps? And then it came to being, there's an app for that, for everything. Yeah. So I think we're at the early stages of what's possible, but I do think we have to reimagine what an interior experience is for a passenger. Because no longer do you have to be worried about the road. Is it your entertainment sanctuary? Is it the place where you catch up on a nap? Is it a place where you're conducting, high-level business meetings? But that sort of entertainment experience is something we're thinking quite hard about, and we expect our customers to really help us shape the experience that they want.
We were talking before you came on camera about this was built from the ground up. Ground up to be a level 4,
right.
Fully autonomous, which is with all that tech. What's the status? Can you take us through kind of where you guys are on the progress? Where is it available? Yes. When's it coming out? When do I get my own? What are some of the requirements? Do I have to have a special thing at my house? Do I have to have a car depot with special connections? I mean, how do I adopt and consume the car?
Yeah, I think you brought up actually a really good point that I just want to touch on is when it's built from the ground up for level 4, you're talking about a lot of technology, right? LiDAR systems, camera systems, supercomputer, all of the technology that goes in this car creates some weight. So one of the challenges with level 4 is when you have this type of technology, building a car that can have this weight. Tensor is about 3 tons. It's a rather large car. So think about it like a large crossover SUV size. And it weighs 3 tons. So because of the amount of technology, the redundant systems, you don't want to have, you need to have the redundant systems. But where we are right now, we're very excited. We launched publicly on the 13th of August. And we are just on a roadshow right now. Car's here in New York. You can come by and see it. And it'll be taking a little bit of a world tour. It will go into production early next year. So the production models will be built. And it will be available for purchase first in the UAE at the end of next year, and then in the United States, the beginning of 2027.
How many cars are on display now that you guys are showing around?
We have a bunch, and they're on tour around the world. So
where can we see them? Is there like a website that tracks the cars?
Well, actually, that's a really good idea. Next, we're going to be at the in Dubai at the Self-Driving Congress at the end of September. So the car will be there. We have it there in San Jose in our headquarters. So we're not open to the public yet, but there will be different places we'll be taking around. We'll be at CES, so we'll hope to see it at CES. So a lot of automotive events will be taking it around as we get toward.
How do I identify the Tensor car? So just because all the people might want to be in the Tensor spotting mode, is there iconic features?
Absolutely.
What's the signature
Well, there's a couple things. I think obviously the LiDAR on the top and the intelligent integration of that design. So as opposed to a Waymo where it's retrofitted into the car, our sensors are built in. So you're going to see a lot sleeker design. You can check it out.
It's not a bolt-on, literally.
It's not a bolt-on. It's definitely designed for the sensors. As a matter of fact, if you check out tensor.auto, which is our website, you'll see all of the features and where the hidden sensors are, because pretty much if you see a black panel on the car, it's a sensor or a camera. And so the car is constantly evaluating its environment. And I think the other thing too, there's a really interesting feature on the front. If you think about how we have to rethink autonomous vehicles, pedestrians don't know how to interact with an autonomous vehicle where there's no driver that can make eye contact. So we have LED screens on the front end bumper that can communicate with pedestrians to let them know the car sees them and it's okay to pass.
I saw a bunch of drunk people in San Francisco doing things on TikTok. They were doing flips off, stopping the Waymo and doing a flip off of it. The Tensor might react differently. It would be smart to say, hey, stop, enough's enough, kids.
Well, the Tensor actually has external speakers and external sensors, so it actually could talk to you externally. So maybe our Tensor is going to have to
call the police,
hey now,
drunk and disorderly,
hey now,
hey, get off my hood.
Yeah, I think, the novelty of of this early stage technology
Yeah.
always brings, when ChatGPT and Gemini launched, you got a lot of people putting really
Yeah.
ridiculous prompts in, and now people don't know how to live without it because
Yeah.
we use it so interchangeably. So I think that will die down, hopefully.
I'm expecting with the agent kind of concept of having intelligence, it's going to appeal to a big segment in the market. We see like Cybertrucks gets the nerds, and it's not the prettiest car if you look at it, but it does attract a certain persona. I'm predicting that you guys will probably attract a luxury buyer. Can you talk about that luxury piece of it? Because the early adopters will probably have some dough to spend, but who wouldn't want a not retrofitted, a built from the ground up luxury car experience?
We actually launched, the first public viewing was a few weeks ago at the Quail, the motorsports event in Carmel, which was really wonderful for us to be with all these internal combustion engines, and then we're here with our electric vehicle that is a self-driving car. And one of the really amazing bits of feedback we got initially from all of these people that are, coveting these amazingly expensive Ferraris and Lamborghinis was, I want to drive that car. I want Tensor because I want to ride.
Yeah.
And so I think there's this idea of, we want to drive for pleasure, not because we have to.
So what is luxury in an autonomous vehicle? Okay, so the level 4, okay, great experience. What is the luxury experience like?
I mean, isn't it luxurious to get your time back? I mean, at the end of the day, we're all time starved, right?
Yeah.
And I think the luxury is the ability to have your time and your freedom to do what you want to do with your time and not be burdened by having to drive. I think there's so many different segments of the population this could work. Mom doing the school run, the cars can do the school run. Not having to have a driver pick you up at the airport, having the car be able to come pick you up at the airport when you want, your own personal vehicle.
I could use that.
I know, wouldn't that be amazing?
Yeah.
Believe me, I want it now. And I've ridden in it, and it's like, I want it now.
What's it like?
It's very smooth, it's very quiet, it has a very luxurious entertainment experience. So yeah, I think consumers will really love it. We had a number of people that have already expressed a lot of interest. We have a priority list on our website, so we've got lots and lots of signups coming in right now, flooding our website with people who are interested in knowing when they can purchase the
All right, so back to the point about the road show and availability. New York, San Jose, that's where the headquarters
we're
is.
based in San Jose,
Is it open to the public? Are you
it's
guys?
not open to the public, but we are going to have a lot of public events, which we'll announce on our website. So
Not yet, but hasn't that been announced yet?
We're posting them as we commit to the events.
Okay,
yeah.
got it. Okay,
so
got
the
it.
Quail was posted on there. Our Dubai event, which
And
is
the
in a few
URL
weeks.
again is tensor.auto?
Tensor.auto.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, what's next? When are we waiting? You just wait for the cars to come off the quote line?
What's next is continuing to help educate consumers. And you brought up at the very beginning of our conversation, L4 is relatively new. I think you and I have been immersed in it for a while, but most people are just starting to understand that it's a possibility. It's not science fiction. I think we'll be road showing it and showing that the car is real. It's not science fiction. It's not a prototype. It's here. And
what's been the reaction? I mean, there's early adopters that lean into it. Some are like fearful. AI, we see that all the time. There's even debates on AGI, when we're going to see it. Robots, there's all kinds of surveys when there'll be more robots than humans. What's the vibe relative to like the average person?
Well, the car's down here right now in Midtown Manhattan at the Hilton, and it is being swarmed by people taking lots of photos and wondering when they can buy it. I think right now it's a curiosity. I think people are very curious about what the experience is. I think companies like Waymo are paving the way of giving that autonomous experience, which is really helpful. As soon as we can get people in the car and owning it and understanding what it's like to own your own.
As CMO, you must love this because it's like there's novelty, there's innovation, there's luxury, there's a futuristic kind of vibe to it. I mean,
it's a dream.
It's a good.
Yes.
You must be excited.
I'm super excited. At the end of the day, I mean, it's easy to market a really amazing product. You kind of brought up our technology on our website. We're being very transparent about the safety and the technology. If you're very interested in the technology, there's an hour and 40-minute feature film on there about all of our technical features, because we think it's really important to build trust. And so having a really great product to market is one thing, but our job now is to build trust so people trust that the car will take care of them and keep them safe.
Well, we'll have to schmooze you to get some cameras in and check out the car.
Anytime.
Amy, thanks for coming on.
Yeah,
Appreciate
come have a ride.
I'd love to. I love the innovation. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
You know, robotics, Siri, and AI is all about the innovation, and again, the acceleration, physical AI and physical world with technologies coming together. Robocars, robotaxis is here. It's only accelerating. Of course, we're doing our job to bring you all the action. I'm John Furrier with theCUBE. Thanks for watching.